That's very true, Professor Rukuni, and thank you for that. My very last question is just an integration of some of the questions that have been mentioned that are addressing essentially one thing. Let's talk about ACFTA, Africa Continental Free Trade Area. I think it was launched about 5 years ago, and African Union has declared this year the year of the ACFTA. How do we expedite and catalyze the integration of African markets? Because that is what we are essentially discussing here, Professor. The domestic markets. If we are to produce for ourselves, like you say, and you always say, learn to produce what you consume and consume what you produce. How do we expedite this essential arm of our African Union, ACFTA, in order for us to harness the market, the billion number market that we have?
So, in my opinion, the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement is a massive progress forward. For it to bring the benefits and the accelerated economic development that we look for, it can only succeed if certain other things are happening at the same time. First and foremost, we are still not a manufacturing continent. So just massive increase in trade and you are trying to trade primary products doesn't work because it's very expensive to transport maize from Zimbabwe to Kenya for, the primary products are not what should drive trade in Africa. The first thing that needs to happen is to use the energy of young people to move up and down the borders, in and out, to connect the energies for manufacturing, so that as they are figuring out how to create big industries out of the interconnectedness, you start manufacturing more, and guess what? Then you're going to see the banking sector following behind and growing with you. And as Africa starts manufacturing more, instead of 1.5%, we're now at 5%. So the Africa Continental Free Trade Agreement has to be activated by starting with a target. In the next 10 years, 5% manufacturing, we must hit that target. How do we achieve that? Once we have answered that, then we can say, yes, then we accelerate the inter-regional trade. Not just that by accelerating trade when you are producing primary products. Who wants to be importing maize, soybeans? People, Zimbabwe, remember we used to cry about, regional bread basket. Who wants to be regional bread basket anymore? That's 50 years ago, man. People don't want to import maize. Even Malawi produces enough of its maize. Zambia is producing enough of its maize. Forget it. We must be manufacturing stuff and exporting manufactured finished products. Then we exchanged finished products. Then Africa will start rising. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Professor Mandi. It was a pleasure for me, and I'm hoping for the young people to be engaging with a great mind like yours. I'm sure also that you, in interacting with us, you also have the opportunity to have a peep into the future, because we are going to carry your word and your message into the future. 20 years to come, we'll probably be singing the same message and reaping the results. I'll hand over to Faith to conclude on this. Thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure. Good day.